And we welcome you to the Scott Pharris, Dave Ramsey ELP. It is our monthly webinar, and we begin with Gerald and Jackie. They were on with us a month ago, and Gerald and Jackie kind of give you a sense of what you can expect today. Real quick, tell us, has there been some information that you've picked up, or has this been handy for you to have Scott Pharris and Jeff Keach talk? Gerald, what have you enjoyed most today?
Well, I enjoyed the whole program. Anything that Scott Pharris is involved in, hey man, look, it's always exciting to me. I came in contact with Scott 10 years ago. I needed an ELP, and I was selling some property all the way in Louisiana. I talked to Scott, who connected me with a Dave Ramsey provider, and hey, look, we got in touch with him, sold some more property here in Las Vegas, and got together with Scott. I told the wife there's only one realtor for us to go with. That's Scott Pharris. She didn't know anything about him, but she was real pleased in the end. House was on the market for 4 days.
I just got an email too, Gerald. They've released it to record. It'll be official here in a couple hours.
Wow, that is amazing. Hi, everybody. My name is Dave, and I am your host today, along with Scott Pharris and Michael Goff, the team of Scott Pharris Real Estate, and it is outstanding. All of you that are tied in with Dave Ramsey and more, what a thrill and what an honor to have all of you here. And, of course, the man that puts that all together is Scott Pharris. And, Scott, real quick, kind of share with our folks your relationship with Dave Ramsey. You are one of Dave Ramsey's top ELP, one of his partners, and tell how that all comes to fruition. You don't just say, hey, Mr. Ramsey, pick me. It's more involved than that. Scott Pharris.
Oh, thank you, Dave. And thanks to everybody for being here today. We're just, we're doing these every month and we enjoy it. We love getting to see the clients and providing some value for you guys. But yeah, so long story short, about 10 years ago, we were contacted by the folks at Dave Ramsey's organization about becoming an endorsed real estate agent for Dave. And, since then, it's just been an amazing blessing. We have been with Dave now for almost 10 years, and we attribute probably half of our business to Dave and the folks he connects us with. So we've been very blessed with that. And I always felt really good about it because of the high standards that they have. They hold us to a very high standard, and they really mean it. They want you to treat your clients like they're your family. And we aspire to do that, here at my company. So it's been great, Dave. It really has been a blessing.
And one of Dave Ramsey's biggest pieces that he talks about are the baby steps. And certainly in this particular time, Scott, in this pandemic and the unknown and all the things that are going on in the world, it is certainly nice to have the Dave Ramsey envelope system, if you will. You really believe in what he does. And I know a number of our folks that are joining us today follow the Dave Ramsey principle.
Absolutely. Yeah, the baby steps are crucial, to get in where you want to be financially, and we aspire to keep moving up the ladder. And so we talk with our clients a lot about the baby steps and what we can do to help them get further along. So definitely a big part of it, and we're all about it. Absolutely.
A number of you are joining us or just joining us now. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. It's Scott Pharris from Icon Realty. And we're going to ask Michelle to join us here real quick. Michelle put a number of this together along with Candace. Michelle, if our viewers today have a question or they want to share where they're at with Dave Ramsey, real quick, share with them how they can do that very easily in this program.
Absolutely. So if any audience members want to ask a question, you can do it 2 ways. You can hover your mouse over the Zoom meeting and there will be a chat little icon at the bottom of your screen, and you can chat to the group your question or comment. Also, since we can see each other on video, if you just want to raise your hand, Dave can unmute you, and you can certainly ask an audio question as well.
Outstanding, Michelle. Thank you so much. I want to say hi to Christine, Ellen Wood. I see Victoria, the Setzer family, Ken Martin, Galaxy's out there, Galaxy S10. Fausto, and so many folks that are out there. And Scott, your mission certainly isn't today as we go through here. It's not about selling a home, but it's about adding value. And one of the things we like to do at this event is have a little bit of fun. And you've come up with this great giveaway today. So somebody on the call today is going to get this incredible soft cooler. And you might look at it and go, now, wait a minute, soft cooler. Trust me, folks, this thing keeps ice for a week, and it's huge.
Yeah, yeah. The Arctic coolers are really, really high quality stuff. So, you know, I have a friend that got me hooked on one of those. And so, yeah, if you want to, you know, put some stuff in a cooler and keep it cold for a week, it's like that's the thing to go with. So.
Absolutely. And I'm looking out at the Ken Martin family here. And Ken, I see you can see me on the big screen. It looks like you're on ESPN over there. Ken's got us on the big screen and the family. And so Ken, would you and your the lady next to you wave
Linda,
at us?
Linda, hi Linda.
Hi, Linda. How are you guys? That's outstanding. What a thrill to have them on. Hey, Scott, real quick, big event coming up this year, and we encourage everybody to register to vote. That's the most important thing. And our mission isn't to say vote this way or vote that way. It's to get out and vote. I'm assuming the election, one way or the other, is going to affect real estate, and that's probably on a lot of our minds. Do we wait before the election, wait after? What are you telling folks today?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's one that we're getting a lot lately, obviously, with it being a presidential election year. And so what I can say from my experience over, you know, the last 20 years and from the research that I've done is that from October to November, home sales, you know, usually dip a tiny bit in a presidential election year, not prices, but just overall volume. And I think it could be because there is a little bit of nervousness out there, you know, regardless of what side of the fence you're on, you know, how's it going to go? And so, but what we found is that, you know, the middle class and the upper middle class are by and large usually unaffected by the presidential election in terms of things like that. There are some folks at the higher end will usually wait until after the election because there could be some tax policy on one side of the fence or the other that may affect them more than, you know, a regular person like us or like myself. But it's normally it's not as big of an impact as you might imagine, outside of just people being nervous about it.
Scott, we're going to talk with you a little bit more, but I'd like you to introduce a lovely lady from your team. And a lot of times we say, hey, we're not in a position right now to buy, but we could be in a position where we say, hey, let's look at possibly rental. Tell us about our next guest.
So yeah, so Anidia Waite is our designated property manager, and she's been with us now for over 3 years. She has her own division here within our company. And, you know, people over the years have asked me, you know, probably 100 times, you know, hey, do you know a good property manager? And my standard answer used to always be, what's that? I don't know what that is. I don't think that exists. And I thought that way until I met Anidia, because you know, by and large, you know, the property management business is a lot of hair on it. It's a tough business. You have to really know what you're doing. And I can say with 100% certainty, Anidia has, you know, is the best property manager in Las Vegas, hands down. She takes incredibly great care of her clients. So we've got, you know, if you've got a rental property or you're thinking of converting a home that you have into a rental property, she's the lady that we put you in touch with. And she can share with you, you know, what the icon difference is in terms of our property management opposed to some other folks. But I can just attest to the fact that she's great and a truly hard worker. And we're just grateful to have her on board. So definitely want to want to get her take on what are things doing in the rental market. And if you've got a investment property, you know, you probably don't want to manage it yourself. You know, why go through the headaches? You know, we have the systems in place to take care of it for you. So
Outstanding. Anidia, welcome. I guess our first question is rental prices and what has the pandemic done with those prices? And Anidia, welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. That was awesome. So the rental market is still trending up. The pandemic has not affected rental prices at all. Right now we're seeing from 2019 to 2020 about a 6% increase in rental prices. Some places up to 8.7, but 6 is the average right now. Rentals are going up, and tenants, you know, they're okay with it. It seems
How about
like.
as far as delinquency within regards to the pandemic? I mean, are we seeing people making late payment? What are you seeing with that?
So there has been, like everybody else, there has been some affected tenants who are struggling financially, but we've had a great success with our tenants and have put them on payment arrangements. Some are working with some financial help, but for us, we're not seeing too much of an issue with it. We've talked to all of our tenants, and we don't have anyone taking advantage of the situation.
Sure. Anidia, as we put up your contact information and how to get a hold of you, what would you say? I always ask the question, if we were to recommend you to the folks and they said, hey, either I'm looking for somebody to manage what I have or I'm thinking about doing this as an investment, what services do you provide?
I take care of everything. I've been doing this a long time, almost 15 years. Before that, I did child development, and I feel like that kind of helped deal with what I deal with now. Kind of like the kid parent thing, it's the tenant landlord thing. So that helps a lot. But everything from getting the property into rentable condition, qualifying tenants, rent collections, move-ins, move-outs, HOA violations. Just had a fun one last night. I have one of my tenants is housing chickens and roosters. So, you know, if you're an investor, you're busy, you don't want to deal with that. Let me take care of that for you.
Which begs the question, what came first, the chicken or the rental? So we certainly appreciate that. Scott Pharris, you talk about how you're building your team and what you've done there and outstanding. Our next guest, Scott, you actually met her at a Dave Ramsey event. Is that true?
well, actually, her family came to us through the Dave Ramsey program, as so many of our clients have. And we actually found Molly and her family a house. And then she, once I knew she was a real estate photographer, I knew that was going to be a great match. And then when I saw her work, it was like, no question. I mean, she's truly amazing with the quality of the pictures that she takes. And she does an excellent job for us. And we're just, thrilled to have somebody that does such a good job, takes such care, and is just so prompt and professional, and just treats all of our clients the same. And so it's just amazing to have her. And so we're just, really grateful for her help on this. We have to, marketing a home is so important, and we need the best people to help us with that. And definitely Molly is that when it comes to, real estate photography. So.
Outstanding. Well, Molly, we welcome you. And from what I can tell on the webinar, we've got a big fan club of yours on today. So why don't you start out, Molly? I'm going to lead it out to you. As far as a picture is worth 1,000 words. Tell us what's the most important thing in taking photographs.
Well, thanks for having me. First off, thank you, Scott, for inviting me to this. I can say that for real estate and listings, really you get a first impression and that's it. So as an agent, it's important to have those quality, top-notch photos, because that's what's going to draw in buyers. And as a seller, you want a photographer, you want a agent that is invested in your listing through photography and through media. And so someone like me, I come in and I take that responsibility and I make sure that your home shows as well as it can. And it looks good on your realtor. It looks good on me. It looks good as you a seller or a buyer. You know what you're getting when you're looking at a home. So professional photography really is where the market is now. You want to have high quality photos to show your property and know its value and show what its potential is. So that's my job.
Molly, I assume with the pandemic, I still want to go look at the house, but if I don't have to go in and I can get, and I think they refer to it as a 360 view, I can look at it and you can be really valuable too, as far as health. What things have you provided or how have you seen the market change with COVID with photography and the 360 view?
Yeah, there's been a huge change in what's needed and required in listings. What used to be just photos has now transitioned into this whole virtual world, where with COVID, there's two aspects. There's the seller that doesn't want strangers coming through their home. They don't want people bringing in potential germs and things like that. And so also as the buyer, a buyer's resistant. They don't want to go into somebody's home that they don't know if it's really worth their time, right? Everybody's working really hard now. So you earn your dollars and you want to use your time wisely. And a lot of people don't have time to go through and explore homes that really aren't a good fit. So what we have done, or what I have done, is I've really opened up the virtual market. And so through what I call virtual 360 tours or 3D tours as is, you actually get to go through a home on your computer. You get to go through every room. You see every aspect of it as you tour around. And then it lets you decide, is it worth my time to go in and actually see the home? Or is it next, let's move on and find the home that's right for us. So in this COVID virtual world that we're in now, in this pandemic, really almost every listing we do now has some kind of virtual tour to it because people just want it and need it. And I think it's changing how the market moves all across the country.
I cannot imagine a realtor, Molly, that doesn't use a photographer, but they are out there. My assumption is that if you're working with somebody that doesn't use somebody like yourself, that may be a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for me, if I was a buyer, I want to know that my agent is invested in my property, that they are taking every avenue to sell it for not just quickly, but top dollar as well. And I want a realtor that invests financially and surrounds themselves with people who know what they're doing and can really market my home. So both sides of it. As a photographer, I appreciate that. And I know how to manage that. And then as a buyer as well, I want to know that the realtor I have would take every possibility to make sure my home sells quickly. So that's why I love working with Scott, because Scott really does know what markets a home, what he needs to get it sold quickly, and for that most amount.
Well, thank you so much, Molly. We'll visit with you more, and I know we've got some questions, but I want to get into kind of our market performance update. Now, Michael is an individual that many of you talk to. He works with the Scott Pharris team, and Michael, as always, appreciate you and all your hard work. Michael, we call him the guru of follow-up, and once you're working with this guy, you'll never have an issue of somebody saying, I wish my realtor would take my call or follow up. Michael, you certainly do that. And how are you this fine day?
I'm doing fine, yes. I'll always answer your phone unless my wife makes me put the phone down for dinner time. Other than that, always easy to get a hold of. My clients out there already know that.
I like the sounds of that, and that's important to answer that phone. Michael, why don't you jump right into it? And I think we've got the performance up on the big screen for you to tell us what the heck this means, or what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, we'll work through 4 slides. So starting up from the top on our current sales, a 2-year snapshot of sales trends here in Las Vegas. And obviously, as we can see into half of the first part of 2020, we had the COVID dip, and the market bounced right back to the same peak that we had in 2019. We've had that little bit of drop, and I think we're just as busy as we were last year. Everything's just kind of shifted a few months out. So it's September time, and I'm as busy now as I've usually been in the peak part of the selling season. So, still great opportunities out there. If you look at some of the other graphs, the market's, our inventory's dropped. We just don't have as many people out there selling homes, but it does get a little competitive. And as I talked about our last webinar, Sometimes we've got to fight off some other competition into the homes, but we always do a great job of making sure that we get our clients the home that they want at the best price that the market will allow.
By the way, Michael, there is a rumor you are going fishing this weekend, and I always ask you where you're going. Is it No Tell'em Creek, or where are you headed, by the way?
You're probably going to laugh, but my son's been bugging me for about 6-8 months now. There's a resort over the hump of Pahrump that we go to. It's a little 8-acre lake nestled around a bunch of camping sites. So we're going to go spend some time out there, but we'll have a good time now that the weather's cooled off.
Outstanding. And Scott Pharris, I see a lot of the camping sites get filling up faster and faster. And my assumption is there's a lot of people moving from the West, and we're praying for them with all the forest fires and everything that are going on with that. But are you seeing folks that are moving in from California and that affecting the Las Vegas market? Are you seeing the same things people are across the country, or what's going on here in Vegas?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of things are driving the people coming out of California. A lot of the things we're hearing from our buyer clients that are coming from there are taxes. There's some tax policy going on, I think, that's scaring away some people from the state. They're looking at implementing a payroll tax hike of about 4% on the high end for folks, retroactive to January, which is just, that can't be well received. And then just, the high cost of living there is making things difficult, I think. They also are looking at adding in a wealth tax for people. I don't know what the limits are on that, but it's a 0.4% wealth tax on top of everything else for people that make over a certain amount. And so I think people are just kind of like getting frustrated with that from what I'm hearing. And so, they're looking for a safe haven from some of that. And we like to think that this is a good alternative to that. No state income tax, low property taxes. And so it's definitely a good alternative, place for them to be if they're able to work over here. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of folks come from California and other states, on the West Coast, and we'll take it.
And Scott, when you say they're looking for a safe place, what's important when you look for an agent? Because I'm assuming everybody says, I'm a good guy. I'm a good gal. You can trust me. I'm honest. Well, I expect all those things. What is it that we need to look for? I know what all the folks say about you is nobody will work harder, and they build a great relationship, and you look out what's their best interest. But what would you say is the number as people tune in from across the country to our webinar? What's the single most important trait, at least as far as you can see?
Yeah, and there's a lot of great agents out there, but I think for us, we've always aspired to try to do things the way we would do them for ourselves. And if that means instructing or advising our client in a way that is going to tell them to not sell or to not buy, then that's what we're going to do. And we don't worry about what's going to happen with commission or anything like that. That's secondary for us. I think by making that our root philosophy here, we don't ever have to worry about it. We stay busy. We were blessed. We have a lot of business. And I think it's just because people know we're going to look out for their best interest regardless of what that means. If it's time to sell, good, then that's what we're going to do. If it's not, then we'll be here a year or two from now or 3 when the time is right. So, I think just adopting that philosophy from day one has set us apart from some of the big box companies and so forth. It's just not about a single transaction for us.
Yeah, Scott, you've never been that way. You and Victoria are all about values, family values. And speaking of that, I think you got a basketball tournament this weekend, but you always have your phone with you. And
yeah, my bodyguard's got a tournament in Phoenix, so we're headed that way. And I'm still available on the clock. with my phone, email. We
Yeah.
won't skip a beat on anything.
That's outstanding. Okay, well, very good. Well, I want to jump over to Molly real quick. And Molly, do you stage homes differently, or real quick, tell me, depending on the situation, what determines? And I guess I shouldn't use the word stage, but as far as when you're doing the shooting or the listings, are they different for different homes, or how do you go about that?
Well, it is different for different homes, but I try my best to make sure that all of them show as best as they can. We have a great technology, virtual staging. If you have a vacant home that's already vacant, I go in and I stage it virtually so that people can get an idea. Sometimes buyers have a hard time visualizing online what actually that home could look like. So we have that aspect that we take advantage of quite a bit. For vacant homes, as people are moving quite a bit, it's a transient city, people come and go pretty often. So we have a lot of different things that we can do when I go in and shoot a home. But for me, we are a military family, so we've moved countless times. So I bring that in as I photograph homes. I bring that eye of a buyer. So I'm always looking as if I was coming in to view this home to buy. I always look for those shots of what's the really important part of a home to share. And that's what I shoot.
All right, Molly, if folks want to get a hold of you, remind them what the best way to reach out to you is.
Yeah, my phone number right there is on the screen. I have a website as well, but that phone number, I can call me, text me anyway. I've got all different ways to reach out, but I'm here.
Outstanding. And Anidia, I know you're out there as well. Anything, just kind of a thought from you as far as whether you're looking to invest, or if you're saying, hey, I need somebody to manage, or even somebody saying I want to rent, what's kind of a final word from you?
Well, just circling back to Scott's mention about California, my past 3, I don't have very much vacants. I'm constantly occupied, but the ones that I have had recently have all been from California. They've all moved here from California. Rental prices are up, so if you're looking to invest, you can see some great net. I take care of everything for you. You get a monthly distribution. I submit a statement. So it's really hands-free for an investor. And my phone is always with me, day or night, just like Scott and the team. It's always with me. I'm always there for you. And I think that's what we all do in our office, and that's why I fit in so well.
Outstanding. Well, you guys are a fabulous team, and we are coming towards the conclusion here. And one of our notes, Scott, this is for years I was a broadcaster and I did the sports, and people would always say that I was their favorite part. And I said, well, how come? And they go, well, Dave, we know when you come on, the show's almost over. So I'm coming on, and it means it's almost time for giveaway. But Michelle reminded us we're getting ready for the giveaway, and I know this is one of your favorite parts as well, as to give this cooler away.
Absolutely, yeah. We love to give away stuff. We're really, every year in October we always have a huge event here at the office out in the parking lot, and last year we had a barbecue, and it looks like those plans are going to not be able to come to the same, not going to be able to do the same thing this year, but we're still going to come up with something fun. We're going to invite everybody to, and whether it's just coming by and picking up the food that you would have gotten to eat here and not have to cook on a Friday night, we're considering that. We're considering some things. So we love to do things with our clients and for them, and so. This whole shutdown thing with not in social distancing's really got us. We normally like to do a lot of stuff with our folks, but we're looking for ways we're going to look for a great way to stay in contact with and do something fun this October. But yeah, with the giveaways, we're always doing fun stuff like that. So it's always a good thing.
Well, we're going to reach out to Christine today, and Christine, not only were you very fortunate in our drawing, but it's a chance for us to thank you, Christine.
Oh, Christine,
she's a nurse, and Christine, I can't imagine I know just me going in to get my regular checkup, I've got fear and and you're in front of it. You're making us feel calm and cool and collected. So number one, thank you for being on the front lines, but congratulations today, you're winner. Did you feel like you took something away in this last 30 minutes?
Thank you. Yes. And also all the knowledge everybody imparted. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you
Cool.
so much. So Christine is our winner. Just checking in. I know I look over at Denise Bailey. I know you guys might have had a photography question. If you did, go ahead and pop that in. I see Ellen, Ken Martin, they're in there. So if you guys have a question, feel free. But Scott, remind folks, as you said, hey, it's not all about giving stuff away and those type of things. I know you're a big part of that, but it's also about remembering if you need a realtor, it may not be today, it may be tomorrow, it may be later on, but how do folks get a hold of my good friend, Scott Pharris?
Well, I'm much to my poor wife's chagrin. I'm extremely easy to get a hold of. People can call or text me anytime, and you know, I make myself available. And you know, just I love what I do. So when you love what you do, you don't work. You're not working. So I love what I do. Love the people I get to interact with and work with, and that's why we're really selective here about who joins our team and everything. So, but you know, the clients and friends that we have, we call them a part of our family, and we mean it. So we're blessed. I can't say enough about it. You know, especially during this pandemic, when a lot of people are suffering, you know, we've been very fortunate. And so I count my blessings every day, and grateful for each and every person we work with. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott, we'd be remiss if we also didn't thank our partner, Dave Ramsey. Without Dave Ramsey, we wouldn't know each other here. And more importantly, we wouldn't be following the baby steps. And that is critical in this time to encourage people to do that. And I assume that we'll be back next month. So folks, if you like it, we always say, if you like what we do, tell others. If we can ever do anything better, tell myself or tell Scott. And Scott, before you go, remind folks the two ways they can either get on your website or give you a call.
Yeah, you can reach me direct anytime, 702-326-0119, and email scott@lvicon.com. And yeah, as always, look forward to talking to all of you guys anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. And so fun to have all of you here. There were many. Candace, thank you for helping put this together. Molly, your fabulous photographer work. Fausto and Didia, thank you so much for coming on. Anidia was outstanding. Fausto, I just heard you. Christine, Ellen, the Bailey family. I just want to check in on the Bailey family. You guys waved to us out there. Did you? I think they had a quick question for us.
Yeah,
we don't, because you covered everything in the discussion, but thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys so much, and tell your partner there, go Virginia Tech, okay?
Molly, aren't you a Virginia Tech fan?
I am. Yes. Go Hokies.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
All right. Well, normally we would sing the fight song, but we're not going to sing it today. But thank you all so much. Remember, when it comes time to reach out for Realty, reach out to Icon Realty, Scott Pharris and his team with Michael and Candace. Michelle, thank you for all your hard work. And Victoria Pharris, thank you for being the wind beneath the wings of Scott. And until next time, everybody, we will see you soon. Thank you for being on the Scott Pharris, Dave Ramsey, ELP webinar. We'll see you next time. This is Dave saying so long, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.